health, so this is definitely doable for Ruthless. I would say this is actually a very important round, and yeah, it will probably make like the next few rounds either go for Ruthless or Fusion.
Yeah, and here's Baines taking King. Atik takes out Puhiz, and can PZR distract him just long enough
He does it.
to get the bomb, and he does. He's able to take out Atik, and is able to run and to save the day. Starting us off the first kill on Fricks. Vinley for Fierce here, and we're going to have Envy doing squats. Don't forget about leg day. Envy has always been great for leg day. He has shown us time and time again to continue leg day. Adam taking out Noxic. Envy able to swap with him. Genesis and Hazy to pick off star player, and Envy Ventilate to come in for the double kill. Genesis to take out half health. Just a little bit below. He's at 45. Envy coming through with Fierce. And Genesis able to get the quick scope. Can he make contact with Ventilate? It's a 1v1. All who can get the shot. He's giving his position away. He can make the contact. He misses. Can he get him with the pistol? He does.
That was
It is going for the defuse.
Before it was on rifles, and as you saw, like Noxic only had a P250, so this was a really important round. And as you can see, Venly, wow, they're all just rushing mid, you know, they're on recall. They have to all just rush it.
Just. That's still all right. Adam coming in clutch continuously, taking out Atik, Rooms taking out Vulgarant. North continuing to use a Deagle. 1-2. And Mix comes in for the stab.
In the meantime, but actually, Adam, this is a very doable clutch. He has a nade. If the nade connects Kippy, he's probably dead. It doesn't. But Kippy is still very low, so the best possible case for Ruthless to do here is try to take the retake together. But it looks like Adam is able to take down one, and now he's able to isolate the second gun duel. If he's able to do that, he'll take him down as well. So yeah, Kippy, very low HP. Timing is everything here. Again, in 1v1s, timing just means so much, you know. So we'll see. He switched from P90 to SG. Going for the fake. He kinda had an idea.
Take out Adam. Rooms to swap for Vulgarant, but Baines able to finish the headshot on Rooms, leaving Baines last alive, and unfortunately Genesis is going to be able to take out Atik. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the EU main tournament number 2 finale. And of course, this is for the Critical Ops Circuit Season 2. And of course, that is powered by Critical Ops themselves, Critical Force, Compact Esports, and Gizer. So give everybody a big shout out for that. Today, we're going to be seeing Euphoria go up against Rain here in the finale. Just to quickly touch on it, which may sound a little weird to everybody that Rain is here in the mix. There was some issues with the recordings and everything, which is what the teams do to make sure that there's no funny business, no issues, nothing like that. And even though there wasn't necessarily any issues such as that, there was some issues with the process itself. And so unfortunately, they are not, Ruthless will not be here playing today. But they are still not out of the running yet. They still are going to go up against Elevate off screen, and they're going to find out who's going to be getting that 4th and 3rd place. So we will hopefully see them again. It's still going to be a good time. Just unfortunately, in the process today for going into the finale, they were unfortunately not able to make it. Although Rain is going to do a fantastic job in their place, and they're definitely commending and going to be playing for them and give it their best shot. So you got to give it to them for being able to do that and dedicating it to Ruthless. But with all that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and, for everybody who's just tuning in, we're going to go and check out the process just briefly about how the circuit has worked this time around and everything. So Twisted, why don't you go and take that away?
All right, so what we're seeing today is the main tournament number 2. We saw the main tournament number 1 approximately a month ago. I think it was like exactly a month ago. And what happens in these 2 main tournaments is that top teams advance based on the point system. And after that, we will see the final tournament in April next month. And in this tournament, the best teams out of these 2 main tournaments based on points will compete for the grand prizes. But I want to show the point allocation for quick bit, because this is what we're actually going to see today. Who's going to take the first place and the 20 points, and who's going to take the second place and 16 points. And as Zaymaster mentioned, the 3rd and 4th place match is going to be off stream, so we won't really know that on stream. But yeah, it's definitely a great match coming up today, the finals. And if we actually look at the team rankings real quick, they have been updated a little bit since yesterday, I think so. As we can see, here's Euphoria just still at the first place. And then there's Ruthless, Elevate, and Duho. They're kind of in the top 4 right now. But Rain is in the finals. So even if they lose, they are taking home 16 points. And as we can see right here, if we add 16 points to the 6 that they have, they will be at, well, maybe not at the top of the scoreboard, but they will definitely be in the top 3. So Rain today, even if they don't win, they have still made a huge accomplishment just making it to the finals, just securing those at least 16 points. But what are these teams competing for? Well, of course, some cash, some credits, and even some more things. Why don't you explain how it all works, how the prizes work, Master?
Absolutely. So right now we're in the main tournaments. As of right now, this is main tournament number 2. So there's no more main tournaments as we I've gone through all of it. So today, of course, the first place will be getting the $500, 1,400 credits, and the 15 event cases for whoever takes first place. $250 and 1,400 credits with 10 event cases for the 2 teams playing today. And of course, what they're working towards is the final tournament, which is going to be the grand prize. First place, $2,000. They're going to get 3,000 credits, 20 event cases, and they're going to get 1 unique Circuit Season 2 championship skin that the entire team is going to have access to and will get onto their accounts, which whoever takes that grand prize. And this is the skin that we'll be seeing. It's beautiful. It's got it. It may have some tweaks by the end. Of course, this is still in development at this point, but this is the nice little sneak preview of the skin. And of course, it says the Critical Ops Circuit Season 2 on the skin, so everybody knows exactly when you got it and where it's from. So we're looking forward to seeing some people walk around with this. We're looking forward to who's going to have it. It's going to be fantastic. But for the teams that unfortunately did not make it here today, we still need to give them a congratulations for making it thus far. Here are the teams that made it to the qualification for the main tournament number 2. And so for all these guys that unfortunately have not made it here, they've already played their games already, but they didn't make it. But again, round of applause and all the best for these teams to see them again in the next season. But let's go ahead and check out how they got here, especially for Rain and Euphoria. So they've gone through their teams and their plays at this point, and have by all means deserve to be here. Euphoria beat Elevate yesterday, and they've also beaten Tuho, and have made their way here. Now, again, yesterday, Rain made it forward due to that disqualification from moving forward due to the recording issues, but they still hold their spot, and they're going to be figuring out who's going to be third and fourth at this point. Since they've made it thus far with previous recordings, they can still figure out how they're doing that today. But they've done a great job. And again, Ruthless has made it their way all the way through, but unfortunately, where they're currently sitting. But again, Rain, we look forward to seeing some beautiful workings and plays from you. This is definitely a redemption match at this point. You've gone up against Euphoria before, and especially with coming in unexpectedly, I'm more than happy to see you guys here and to see what aggression and excitement you're going to be bringing here today. And so Euphoria and Rain, they're getting ready in the dressing room at this point, and they're getting everything squared away and for the match itself. But we do have a bit of a poll that you guys have voted in. If you guys hadn't, please go ahead and go over to Twitter, and you guys can cast your votes there. Don't forget the follow button, and so you can get the notifications when those tweets are out. But it looks like Euphoria is actually the one slated today. There's 54 votes out of it as of right now, and so we're looking at Rain being a bit of the underdog at this point, just because of I think it's how they kind of got here today. But by no means they are not any second ranked team, so they'll be doing a great job. And will the predictions of what you guys think come true? We'll find out here shortly. But Twisted's going to go ahead and give us a little bit more information on these teams and their stats and how they've been ranking here recently.
Yeah, so as an analyst, I always like to go over the stats and kind of make my predictions based off of them, you know. And if we look at the team stats, actually, we see Ecstasy and Lilu at the top there, and Emotional close in third place based on the rating. Now, Lilu has played a lot less games, so his rating maybe isn't as accurate as for the others, but we saw him do like very good yesterday on some rounds with the ratio, and on some other rounds, he was just not able to capitalize with that ratio at all. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. And why don't you take us to the Euphoria side of things?
Absolutely. So, as no surprise at this point, Genesis sitting at the top. Yesterday, we saw a beautiful play from Genesis with his U ratio in hand, just getting 2 and 3 and 4 pieces. Absolutely ridiculous seeing him go through. At this point, he's played 11 maps at this point, which is as many as more than anybody else, and same as Mixage. But he has had 172 kills at this point and has been just absolutely blowing it out of the water. Now, Mixage does have slightly more kills on the board, but slightly more deaths as well. But with that skill and precision with the U ratio, very, very deadly to go up against. So it's phenomenal to see those stats and scores. And of course, those will change as once we get the scores for today, and we'll keep those constantly updated. But we do need to check real quick and find out what our map vetoes are going to be, so we can go ahead and know what they're going to be playing today. So the teams get a chance to make their vetoes of what they do and what they don't want for all the newcomers, and so they each get to make bans, then they each get to make picks, and then finishing off with the bans, then we get to find out what their deciding map is going to be. So we get to see Rain and Euphoria's ban, which is going to be Canals and Plaza. Both each are going to be removed out, but the first pick of the day is going to be from Rain, and that is going to be from Grounded. Grounded, of course, is one of our fan favorites, and it's going to be a good time to see them on there. Rain does a beautiful job on it, and Euphoria always has something surprising up their sleeves. But Euphoria went ahead and they want to go ahead and play on Bureau today, which is exciting. I love seeing Bureau. It's one of my favorites, and I can't wait to see what kind of action we get with that. But next, we do get the next two bands. It's going to be Legacy and Soar. Unfortunately, we still don't get to see the new map, but eventually, I do hope we do. But finally, our deciding map will be Port today. which is going to be interesting with Rain. They, at least historically, have not had a good run on it. They have had at least a good couple of games on it, but again, just historically not super great. But so I'm hoping they've definitely got their practice in, and I look forward to seeing what they can do. And of course, Raid is going to be left out as well. So we're not seeing anything too crazy, but it is going to be some exciting matches between them. Hopefully that excitement can come through here into the to next month in the actual final tournament. Maybe we could see some sore action there, but until then, we are going to be seeing Euphoria and Rain play today to find out who's going to be getting those points and who's going to secure their place into the finale, into the final tournament. And so before we do anything, before we get into that match, we have a interview for you guys to get a little bit more of an insight into the teams and how they operate and what their thought process is in game while doing these tournaments. And so if you guys sit back, relax, and enjoy.
We're here with the interviews for Euphoria. I got Mick, Sage, and Genesis in the call here, and Genesis is going to do the main talking for this interview. So what's up, Genesis? How are you doing?
Yeah, what's up, everyone? It's Genesis here, the best sniper in the game.
A little bit of shining there. Wow, you guys it went pretty well. I'm looking at the scores here: 7-13 and 6-13. Canals and grounded. Let's just start with the first one: map control on Canals. From what I've watched, you guys were on point with placing down your players on Canals. I'm just curious, how did that go so well? And especially with placing down Genesis and Fierce on the right spots. That's what I mainly saw from watching, of course, watching the stream personally. Other people might have seen some other things that I've missed here, but overall, I've really seen a lot of, overall map control. You guys were always there when necessary most of the time. That made it very difficult for Elevate to counteract. And I'm just curious, like, how do you guys thought that through? Like, of course, if there's any...
We kind of knew what Elevate does on Canals. They like to go for tunnels control and stuff, and if we win our gunfights, they're kind of gonna start getting confused and not know what to do. So when we started kind of showing them that we were kind of better individually, they started panicking and not playing confident anymore, and we just started getting kills for free because they were not expecting stuff we were doing because we were playing so aggressive.
So playing aggressive at the wrong time for them from that perspective.
Yeah.
And that kind of made, gave them like a surprise and also mentally struck them back a bit, which gave you guys the upper hand in most scenarios. In that case, of course, more rounds.
Yeah. For example, pretty sure Elevate didn't expect me pushing underpass with a sniper with 3 people looking at me and getting a 3K there as well. So that's some kind of stuff. And also on T side, the reason why our map control was also good is because me and Fierce have a lot of chemistry, and we won most of our gunfights, so it was kind of easy to get control of mid when the enemy sniper couldn't do anything to us.
I'm guessing that synergy between you and Fierce also comes from way back when you were in another clan. I'm guessing exclusive, right? When that was a thing, you were also in a clan with Fierce.
Me and him were in a lot of teams together, but we kind of split apart because stuff wasn't working out. But now it's everyone got better at the game, grown up mentally and in game as well, and we got back together, and no one can beat us apparently, I guess.
Apparently, well, so far you guys are doing pretty well, even against Elevate, and yeah, you won. And overall, are there some what are your biggest improvements overall, and what are your biggest misplays in this in the match that you've played against Elevate, and how are you going to improve on those misplays to not make them become a misplay, if you know what I'm saying?
Compared to last month, or just...
No, just this game only, and if you analyze the game that you've played against Elevate, right? Correct. Of course, there are a lot of things that went very well, but from the things that did not go well, because you still did lose some rounds, how would you look on those rounds and be this is something that we really need to work on?
I think we shouldn't have let them get uppercut full control too much on their T side, because Star player caught Adam twice on B side, and that's how they won 2 rounds. And also on A or A City side, we kind of played a bit too aggressive, more aggressive than we should have sometimes. And we ended up with having only one player holding A and having to hold elbow and main by himself.
Wow,
so
what an explanation.
Yeah, so whenever they pushed, like, that player, of course, couldn't hold two things at the same time. So we lost a 2 or 3 times when we shouldn't have.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's a very good analysis. I think you can do a lot with that for the next game where you're going to be playing against Rain. And what kind of things went very well, would you say, on mainly on Canals and of course Grounded?
The thing is, it's like also Canals, but every map, it's every time there's 2 different people or like one player who like steps up individually like really well, while the others just do their job. And every time it's someone different. I think that's what like is good about this team is like everyone can think for himself, and in one game he can pop off, you know.
So
like,
you know when to play aggressive individually at the right time and
Mhm.
not do it for no reason and just because sometimes when you play too aggressive at the same time, like multiple rounds after, they will start to realize it and find a way
Yeah.
to defend themselves against that. So yeah, I really agree with you on that. That's a pretty great explanation. Thank you very much for that. And overall expectations, how are you going to play against Rain, and your final thoughts, of course.
What I hope is that we win again 2-0, because I think combining last month and this month, we haven't dropped a single map in every best of 3, best of 1 we played. So I guess we played like around 15 maps or something like that, and we never lost a single one.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope we keep that going until the final tournament. So what I'm expecting is a 2-0 for us, I hope. Can be 2-1 or 2-0 for them, never know.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it.
All right, and anything you would like to say against the viewers watching at home or wherever they are watching you guys play and rooting for you?
Thank you for supporting us, and I hope that you enjoyed the game today that we're going to put up against RGN.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time as well, Genesis. I'm going to be shutting it off here. And yeah, again, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Awesome sauce. Thank you, Artie, for getting that interview for us. And of course, with the one and only Genesis. It's awesome to finally put a voice to the name. It's awesome to see him walk around with the U ratio and getting close quarters, long range, medium range. It doesn't really matter. He just, takes people out, takes their names, and moves on about it. So thank you guys for putting that together for us. And of course, we'll have another one later with Rain. But of course, we got to get to the first match first, of course. And so we'll be seeing that. But first, Twist, out of everything we've seen, going into this, what might be any kind of predictions or potential that we may see today?
Well, before I get to any of the predictions, I really hope that I don't sound like a robot anymore. There seems to be some audio issues. Obviously, they only arise once you start the stream, but do I actually sound like Optimus Prime still, or is it better I must?
No, you're totally fine. You sound beautifully
great.
and clear.
That's really awesome, because I really didn't want to sound like someone from Transformers for the whole stream. Yeah, so getting back to the predictions. As we saw in the Twitter polls, it was heavily slated towards the side of Euphoria. This might be because, as you said, Rain technically didn't make it to finals by winning games rather than Euphoria getting disqualified. Sorry, Ruthless getting disqualified because of the way that they recorded the games. So yeah, kind of, I would say that Euphoria is the favorite here, even though Rain has proven themselves to be a great team with great strategies throughout, earlier tournaments. But I think this time Euphoria is just overall better prepared, and they have better players on the line as of now. So I would put my money on Euphoria, but honestly, Rain is one of those teams that is kind of they can play very good or very bad. You never know how they're going to play. It's very hard to predict teams like Rain. So even though I'm going to say that Euphoria is going to take this one, if Rain kind of comes back and wins it out, I'm not going to be that surprised. And actually, I want to take a look at the brackets because, as I said, Euphoria and Rain is in the finals. But maybe for those of you who are tuning in just now, you want to know what happened before. This is finals, but there's also semis and quarterfinals. So why don't you go over that, Master?
Absolutely. We went over this briefly earlier, and Euphoria has really gone up against huge teams at this point. I mean, they've gone up against Elevate, they've gone up against Tuho, and they've done a great job all the way through. And again, with Rain being able to make their way all the way up and through, and again, they almost came super close with Ruthless yesterday. And so they definitely had the potential to get through and to beat Euphoria. You know, they've had run-ins, at least the players themselves, in the past. So they've done a great job. But we also need to make a point in the past with Euphoria and Ruthless together. So main tournament number 1, they made their way to the finale together. And so it was almost a rematch at this point, but being that they were super close yesterday in rounds and scoring, I think Rain has a very good chance, at least as equal of a chance as Ruthless, to go up against Euphoria at this point. Now, will they be able to take it home? Will they be able to take the victory? I'm not totally sure. We will find out soon enough. But being that Ruthless made it to and went up against Euphoria last time, but unfortunately for Ruthless, Euphoria did take the win. But nonetheless, they are going to be giving us a great show today. And, you know, Euphoria as well. Last time they went up against Elevate previously. And so they've continuously shown positive and great performance. So I do agree that, you know, we'll be seeing something extremely good, and their track record definitely suits them at this point.
We actually have to get into the map vetoes. You know, there's Rain against Euphoria, and as always, these two teams can pick which side they ban first, which map they ban first, then they pick which map they actually want to play. Usually the team picks, you know, the map that has not been banned yet and that they're the best on. So as we can see right here, if we look at the map vetoes, looks like Rain really does not favor Canals. One of the reasons why is maybe because Euphoria, you know, they have many players that are great with that U ratio, especially Genesis that we heard the interview from. So I think it's a great decision by them to just eliminate Canals, because we saw how powerful Genesis was yesterday on it with the U ratio. And then for the side of Euphoria, they banned Plaza. Then Rain picked Grounded, and Euphoria picked Bureau. So Grounded, a map that we saw yesterday quite a lot, but Bureau, map that we have not seen at all in these main tournaments. I don't think so. Maybe once in main tournament number 1, but nevertheless, it's a very fun map to watch. And after that, Rain banned Legacy and Euphoria banned Soar. And the decider is going to be Port if we do get to it. You know, sometimes teams just take it 2-0, so we don't get to the third map in the best of 3. But if we do, it's going to be Port, which is a very tactically interesting map to watch. And Raid is the child that gets left out. You know, nobody wanted to either ban or pick it, so it's just there. You know,
it's
kind of in the corner
unfortunate.
crying. Yeah, it's very unfortunate.
But definitely historically, though, you know, Rain definitely has. They've done really good. At least the last time I saw them play Canals, they definitely were able to pull ahead ever so slightly and barely. But you know, historically, that's just not one of those maps that they really like to do. And now for Plaza being booted out, yeah, that's, as we saw, that's one of Rain's best maps for them to play on, tactically speaking, with how they have their team placement. That's one of their best ones. So, although secondarily, Ground is also one of those maps for Rain. They're really strong on. So, if I had to make an educated guess, I would say Grounded may go to Rain. It's going to be kind of a toss-up on when it comes to breaking through defenses, because Rain is also very good on Bureau, but Euphoria definitely has done really good, and they can break through Rain's defenses. So Euphoria may take their own pick, and then on Port, we'll have to see the deciding factor. But from what we have seen thus far, Euphoria may be able to, if it comes down to it, Port may have a better shot. So I hope Rain has done their practicing at that point. So we don't fully know just yet, but I'm looking forward to finding out who's going to be taking each one of these maps.
Yeah, I feel like the decider map on Port, if we do get to it, is going to be just a complete wild card. I have like no predictions on this map, because in this map, both teams have like elements of their team play that could come in very handy. You know, for example, there's kind of long range areas on Port. So if Genesis shows up with a sniper again, you know, that's great. But for the side of Rain, they're kind of the team that just can surprise you out of nowhere. They just do something that no one has really done before. As you mentioned, that Plaza hold that they have is something that no other team really has that. So I feel like for Rain, it's going to be they might bring out something that we have not seen yet. Now, as it goes for Grounded, I do think that is going to be quite hard for Rain, because Grounded is one of those maps where it's very long range. You know, B side is such a long range site, and also A side, it's close range once you get on it, but if you're outside of the hangar, it's kind of long range. So Genesis, once again, the kind of the star player of the tournament so far, if he does play as good as we saw him play yesterday, or even a bit worse, but if he just keeps up at that kind of the same level, I feel like it's going to be a huge struggle for Rain. So again, my favorites obviously are Euphoria, not because I'm like really rooting for them or all my friends play there, but just because looking at the statistics and all of the kind of information that I've gotten, it just feels like Euphoria is the better prepared team. But again, Rain is just such an unpredictable team that I think no matter how it goes, it's going to be a very entertaining game, and I can't wait to get into it. We'll actually start with a knife round coming up in a few minutes. But before that, I want to remind everyone that there are giveaways going on in the chat pretty much all the time. So if you stay active in the live chat, you will see the giveaways pop up. And if you don't win in the giveaways, you still have a chance to partake in the fan events that Compact Esports is organizing. So if you just go on their website, you'll find the info about the fan events. I myself am partaking in the fan events as well. So it's a great chance to get some credits, get some cases. And also it's pretty fun to do the fan events. There's some pretty interesting and fun challenges you have to complete to get those sweet credits. And yeah, we're just waiting for the teams. There's always some technical difficulties, but looks like it's getting resolved. So we'll get into the knife round any second.
Yeah, and of course. Yeah, and all those details and links will be in the description below of the stream. And of course, all the links and handles for everybody for Critical Ops, Compact Esports, and Gizer. So again, you guys want to copy and paste those into your Twitter, go ahead and show them some love, hit the follow button on them. And so we can continue to have more fun, more events, because as long as they know that you love them and that they're interested to seeing more, then we're going to keep bringing it to you. So go ahead and follow them on Twitter and hit compactesports.com, and that link again will be in the description below. At this point, again, they're on their way, and of course, Canals themselves. It's with what we were talking about earlier. There's going to be some changes to the map here soon for the guys who don't know. They're working on doing a little bit more balancing for the map, and to where certain things can't happen, certain things can't, like equipment, go over the building. So it's going to make the gameplay and everything a little bit more, I guess, a little bit more streamlined, but to where certain things can't be done. And so I think that's going to make things a little bit more interesting coming soon. We may or may not see more of it or less of it, depending on those changes.
Yeah, Canals is the map that we actually are not going to see today, but in the 1.25 update, I think so. The next update that comes out for Critical Ops, it's going to come out before the main tournament, which is in the finals, the finals of this tournament. So, the update is going to roll out, and if the teams pick to play Canals, we're going to see like a completely different gameplay kind of on the map of Canals, because the map is going to be different. For those of you who maybe are not caught up to the most recent information on the newest updates and Critical Ops. The Critical Ops the developer team is just trying to make the maps better. They're kind of just remaking them so it's more equal. Now that there's actually been years of playing on these maps, we can kind of know, what are the issues of some certain maps, and what developers try to do is like remake the map so that it's better for competitive play and just overall for for play, it's more fun. It's way more entertaining to play on a map that, there isn't some head glitch that someone just can camp on the other side and just take everyone down. So overall, I think it's great that we're seeing these updates to the maps. Canals is definitely not the first map that is getting a rework. Before we saw Plaza actually looked quite a bit different before. There were definitely some angles that you could hold that you can't hold anymore, and some new angles appeared as well. And the same thing can be said for Raid. Some people might remember the old school Raid where you could just like rush a long full team and get on the side before on the breach side. You just rush a long and you could basically get on side before the coalition side can get on side. So that's not something you want to see. But obviously, once you make the map, you don't really know these issues, and they only come up once you start playing. So it's definitely good that they're reworking it. But here we see the knife round, no crab action, going straight for the knives, and actually they're able. Rain is able to take it, so they will decide which side to start on. Basically, whichever wins the knife round, whichever team wins the knife round can decide if they want to start on the breach or coalition side.
Yeah, absolutely. And interestingly enough, there was no crab action, no morphing together, no anything like that. So I guess the players are getting a little antsy and waiting to get into this. They were more than happy to get it going. And so once they get everything decided on which side they want to start on, we'll be getting into that here in just a moment. But no, to continue for that update that's coming, and I believe 1.25. No, I think it's 1.24 is the actual update itself. And one of the things that I find really interesting, and that I think is a very good change, is they're looking to change the barriers at the top of the buildings to prevent equipment from being tossed over it. And so that's going to be a really good change to, instead of having Major League Baseball arms to throw everything over the buildings. I think that'll help prevent the mortar strikes, as we've seen on some of these maps. That'll help prevent anyone taking up a position inside the A site to really be able to hold down, and you actually have to get into the site to cause the commotion.
Yeah, so we're already getting into the pistol round. It looks like Euphoria is going to take it to the B side of things, slowly entering B long without no hesitation. They already be long. Faultless left alone, and he just has to retreat. I'm pretty sure the bomb will go down as well, and we'll see a retake situation going on.
Yeah, we got a couple of guys right behind. We got Jue and Ecstasy right behind him, but looks like they are gonna quickly try to get onto that bomb site. Fierce starting us off, getting the first kill on Lilo for the first kill in the first match. Jue getting rooms, and that is one on each side at this point. Bomb is down, so they are gonna get that nice economy. Faultless with the one tap on Mix. Beautiful shot. Adam trying to hang out and hide behind the plane, trying to keep it held down. Dewey trying to crab over just a little bit, although we do see Genesis and Fierce waiting in the back, trying to hold down the entirety of the team. They're moving forward. Genesis does get one from behind. We got Adam 3, triple. They got the attention, and just from behind, Adam says, surprise! Taking them out. Euphoria gets that first round. They're going to get that economy boost and weapon advantage. Now, that's not to say they still can't do it. Rain, especially on the defense, all they have to do is get those taps. So it's still going to be anybody's game at this point. Euphoria, you still got plenty to work towards with Rain on defense.
Look at what's going on. Everyone on the side of Euphoria is going B, and Rain just went for the gamble stack on A. So it looks like it's gonna be yet another retake situation. Probably Rain won't be able to retake it. They're only on revolvers and one deagle on their side. But yeah, the bomb is gonna go down, that's for sure. And Fierce already getting the opener, so they might just try to kind of get some frags, damage Euphoria's economy. But ultimately, I think this is a done deal, done round for the side of Euphoria, unless Ecstasy with that spicy headshot. Damn, I would love to get headshots like that. And Fierce getting behind everyone, but Lilu seems to have some kind of an idea. And there's the kill, and there's the saved weapon as well. So that's great for the side of Rain. At least now they have an SA-58. And Julie almost gets the frag, but doesn't. Does lit Genesis quite down. And Ecstasy just going for it, but there's pretty much no more time. And yeah, Lilu just gonna save that SA-58, so at least on the side of Rain, their economy is a bit better. And actually, I wanted to point out that Adam played that pistol round so well. His position was just the best position. He just stayed there. He could have peeked earlier and revealed his position to kind of try to get some frags, but he just stayed there and basically got a triple. And without any of Rain's players even knowing that he was here. So Adam definitely great positioning in that pistol round, which I think would have been was one of the reasons why they won that. But Euphoria now on 2 rounds are not looking like they're stopping, and looks like Ungrounded in the circuit season is all towards the A side. The B side has been reworked in a way that it's harder to enter it. So players say, "Hey, why would we push B if we can just go A and if it's easier?"
Yeah, they're definitely going to keep on rushing. Now, as we can see on the map, Rain again. They have their points to where they hold. They're spread out, but not too far. So no matter which way, anyone can turn around and help either way it needs to go. They're definitely very independent, but also can rely on each other. Emotional, getting that first tap, Fierce going down. And so now they have a little bit more of information on where they're coming from. Emotional 3 health, so definitely not good. Especially going against Genesis because of that particular reason right there of no matter what the distance, that U ratio is deadly. Now with 3 health, there's almost nothing you can do about that anyways, but still stands a test of hitting that one tap and being able to take him out. Looks like they're turning back around. Mixie's able to take out Dewey. Lilo trying to get a few taps off, but I don't think any contacts were made.
He does
really
get
trying
some
to hold
info.
down.
Yeah, he didn't get any contact there, but he does get the info that 2 players are going to the B side of things. In a 3v3, that's definitely very valuable information because it means the majority is going to B. And actually, Mixage, Lulu is waiting for him, but he just takes him down. One of the higher fraggers of this tournament, Mixage, just putting in the frags. And Faultless, again on that HK, we saw him do great damage with it yesterday, so let's see if it's the same today as well. And that skin is really nice. I actually haven't seen it yet, but I really like how it looks. But yeah, the smoke is thrown, it actually disappears, but Ecstasy with the double,
getting the double.
and they're able to get the defuse. That's something I did not expect. I'm not quite sure why he got the double, because in these situations, they just kind of try to, on the breach side, they plant the bomb and try to play on the time, you know, not really peek until someone is defusing the bomb, but could have just been a case that Ecstasy killed one of the opposition, and then the other dude just re-peeked to kind of get the refrag and went down. But anyways, great job from Ecstasy in the side of Rain. They put their first round on the board, which is actually the first rifle round. So, you know, even though Euphoria is in lead now, the first rifle round does go to Rain. And Euphoria now on that pistol eco.
Yeah, so at this point, of course, they still have plenty of action that they can do, but Faultless getting the headshot on Rooms, Genesis Fierce getting both headshots themselves. Ecstasy, the first one to not get a headshot at this point in the game. They got Lilo going for the wall bang and gets Fierce, leaving it down to a 2v3. Genesis not looking too hot, really low on health. Adam at least able to pick up that AUG and have it in hand, but they do have to contend with Lilo with the E ratio, and Emotional and Ecstasy to get through.
Lilo.
So Adam quickly moving around. Lilo, not sure if he even saw him. It may have just been a few frames that he didn't. Genesis slowly moving around. Not sure if they're going to be able to get, but Exy comes from behind and gets Genesis, so that is leaving Adam all by himself. Circling back around to B, and Emotional able to take out Adam quite easily and to tie up the game to a 2-2.
Yeah, Lilo didn't really see. I'm quite sure it was Genesis there, but Genesis was just being an elephant there, you know, just running full speed. So obviously you make a lot of noise, especially if the opposite team is just, you know, their eardrums are pretty much bleeding from the sound, from how high the sound is. So yeah, they definitely can hear some sound cues and turn around based on that. Looks like they're going towards the A side of things once again. We haven't seen really a B execute yet. Emotional gets lets him down through smoke. Nice play by him. And look at that, one nade, one more nade to do everything.
Oh, 2!
There you go.
And Lilo both getting grenades, leaving it down to just 2 players. Room to Genesis. Emotional pushing through the smoke, not being able to see anything. Takes out Genesis from behind. Ecstasy trying to get that kill, but Emotional pulls out his knife and gets Rooms for the stab. The disrespect and the confidence, we love it. But that does push Rain into the lead. Oh, 100%. Yeah. And again, that did push Rain into the lead. That's going to be their third round for them to take. And so Euphoria is looking to be taking it back from them, but maybe we'll see some more knife action for some revenge.
Lilo, though, one of my favorite spots on A mid to hold. Doesn't hit it immediately and gets a frag. Good job by Lilo. We see him performing better than yesterday with the sniper. Emotional, though, does have an idea. He hears them, but isn't able to connect yet. Does connect some bullets, but isn't able to connect the kill.
Lilo coming through, especially with that grenade. That is 3 grenade kills in 2 rounds. Doing a great job of taking Adam, Mix taking Dewey. And Mix getting the stab. There it is. There's the revenge. Lilo going down to it. Xe getting that last headshot. But Rain did get the win. But we still see the disrespect coming back.
This just proves how good these players are, you know, at the highest level of competitive, they don't even need the rifles or the pistols, they can just whip out the knife and just stab someone in the back. So yeah, definitely something it's not easy to do is get a knife kill even against like operatives, but definitely at the highest level of competitive, it's even more fun to see, you know, because the stakes are just so high. Faultless though opens it up with almost a double, but Fierce is able to take him down. Dewey just kind of solidifies that lead that Rain has. Now there's only Rooms and Mixage left. Both the SGs. And Mixage does take down Emotional, so now the A side is kind of open. Ecstasy though, hears someone take the bomb. Hears someone rotate towards that A side of things. But Mixage already pushed up, does go down to Dewey. And now it's all left down to Rooms. And Rain does kind of have an idea where he is. But Rooms with an insane flick on Dewey there. That was a wallbang as well. What was that? Just absolutely insane flick. He'll try to probably plan down the bomb, but he's trying to scout out some other players. Just see if someone's around. But ultimately, Lilu just takes him down. That was just unlucky timing by Rooms. Poor Rooms.
Yeah, unfortunately, he made a right, he made a left, and unfortunately, they didn't meet in the middle, and Lilo was able to get him in the back. But again, that's the timing. That's that 50-50 shot there. Rain continuing to take those rounds. And this is what I expected to see from Rain, that they're taking these rounds while being able to defend the bomb. That's one of their biggest things. Faultless getting that quick shot on Fierce. Going for a double, taking out Adam. Can he pick a third? Dewey's there to help take out Rooms. Mixes takes out Faultless and Dewey there in the A mid. And, or it looks like B mid, and so they're able to push through, and it's going to leave Mixage and Genesis by themselves. Although Mixage does have the bottom in hand, so that's not going to be left around. Swapping the weapons around, giving Genesis that U ratio, which is a very good idea.
Here it starts. Here the clutch starts. Yeah.
Says, here, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
The bomb is down though, so they're kind of playing for pigs. They're kind of hoping that the coalition side will kind of push and try to play for info, but Rain, they're just staying. They're just playing on refrags. They do not want to push. That's something that Rain does very well. They don't really go down without someone from the team being able to kind of try to refrag. They don't normally go down one by one. They always try to play together. That's what we saw on Plaza, and that's where we also see them grounded. On the coalition side, they play in a way so that if someone goes down, someone else from the team can immediately, if not refrag, then peek for info and see something. It looks like Mixage is going to fake A, which definitely kind of fakes Emotional out. But the bomb is dropped down on the cafe area, so it looks like Genesis is going to rotate back to it. And look at that. Look what that has done. Everyone from the team, but now they're going back. This is an absolute... They're just trying to see who can fool the other one harder. It feels like there's no time. There's no time. What have they done? They had the B site almost open. It seems that was just a blunder from the side of Euphoria, I feel like. You know, I'm not quite sure. They wanted to save the weapons.
But you got to look at their economy, though. You know, they were able to save it, keep the SG and the U ratio, which is going to allow the entire team to buy up. And so at least majority of what they have. So they are almost completely out. They have $100 left. And so I think that was the move that they were really going for, is to try and fake them out, move them around just enough to keep the weapons in hand so they could actually have a better chance this time around. And here we go. Lilo taking Adam out. Make that
Another
two.
one.
Mix goes down.
Genesis,
But
though,
of
you do
course,
not want to
there
challenge
he
him.
is. That's the one we're waiting on. Genesis to come through with that U ratio, showing that power. But we do have Faultless. He is going to slowly make his way around. See if he can make any contacts. It's more likely going to be no, they are rotating back.
Yeah, now it's only left to Fierce to kind of decide, the in-game leader, where they want to go. Is A or B? Dewey might hear some info there. You know, jumping in Cafe, Fierce is, so he might hear some info, but ultimately they're probably not going to call it as a B or A until they see the bomb carrier. Dewey, though, in a pretty nice position, but they do spot his leg.
Yes!
Yeah, so Fierce takes him down. Not quite sure on that position. Maybe just unlucky. But Faultless, though. Very
Faultless
interesting
has
play.
the information.
Does get the kill as well.
Fierce goes down. Genesis, the one and only, taking him out with that jump shot. and evening it up to a 2v2. We have Emotional and Ecstasy. They are split, and the bomb is not in hand at least just yet. It is now. Rooms was able to pick it up and is going to quickly get in there and try and get that bomb down. They only have 20 seconds left, and it is now being planted. So they are going to get that extra boost. It's going to help them out a little bit. And now they're going to have to sit there, defend it, and go up against Emotional and Ecstasy. Which right now, Ecstasy, I believe, is the MVP right now. So they're going to have to contend with a heavy hitter. Emotional getting the wall bang, getting through the glass. And so it's a 1v2, make that a 2v0. Genesis does go down, and the bomb is going to be defused, which is going to add another round, making it 7 for Rain.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised how good Rain is doing right now. 7-2, you know, Grounded is one of those maps that is more coalition-sided, some would say, but still, what we saw in earlier games, especially yesterday, it seemed like the games were way more close than 7-2, so unless Euphoria puts down a few rounds now, at least 2, I would say, they'll really have to struggle on that coalition side to kind of bring it back. You know, they'll have to make the comeback. It is easier on the coalition side, but you know, being tilted and just seeing the score and knowing that you have to come back to win might also come into play. Just mentally harder to play well when you know the pressure is way higher when you have to come back. But Mixage trying to kind of fake it out once again. He's been the high frag lurker so far, a position that I like to do. You just like lurk around the map, kind of fool everyone, get some frags, maybe go down. But now he does go back, and Emotional probably heard that. As we said before, these players have their headphones turned up to the max, so yeah, he probably heard that, and looks like Dewey is gonna rotate over to that B side of things once again. Faultless here on tower, very strong position, especially with that U ratio, a long range rifle. He doesn't see anyone yet and is not playing on the truck, but Euphoria already crossing the site, which is great for them. So it'll be hard for Rain to deny the plant, and they're already planting bomb, and it goes down. Now it's down to a retake once again.
Yeah, we're setting it a 4v3. Adam, Mixage, and Fierce on the bomb site, trying to hold it down. Faultless in a bad position, 2 health. Anything goes for him to go down, so that's hopefully what they're looking for. Adam takes down Ecstasy, which is a great deal for them, and Dewey was able to take out Mix, but Emotional and Faultless with extraordinarily low health right now, so they do have a very good chance to still take them out. Adam is able to take out Faultless. Dewey was able to swap out Fierce to switch. It's a 1v1. Fierce at 100, and is going to use that to his advantage and the distance as well to take out Emotional to bring finally another round onto the scoreboard for them. And that's going to bring them up to 3.
Yeah, well done by Euphoria there. I feel like Rain in this game has got like at least 2 retakes. I'm quite sure it's actually 3. So even though Euphoria does get on the bomb site, which is one of the harder things to do, it seems like their after plant positions are maybe not the best, or there are some issues. Because yeah, Rain definitely you normally don't see like the coalition side having more retakes than the times the bomb explodes. But Rain actually very good on those retakes. And Lulu already went down. It's interesting to note how Rain plays. We saw a double sniper setup, but now, even though they have the cash, they just went for only one. And Faultless is completely catching them off guard in that position. He might go down though. There's one more behind him, but he does rotate back. So Faultless not getting refragged there, not going down, which makes it an equal playing field here. 4v4. Ecstasy though with another refrag from Fierce, so 3v3 now. Emotional pushing up, kind of getting 1 and 2. What a play by him. And now it's down to Mixage, who does know where Emotional is, but he needs to do a little bit more than that. You know, 1 frag is not going to be enough. Dewey and Faultless moving in. Mixage probably will try to fake plant it, kind of bait out the players. He does hear some of them coming, so he has an idea where they are. Gets 1. I'm not quite sure why Dewey was making all that noise there. It definitely made it easier for Mixage to capitalize on that frag. But last one is Faultless, and he is not making any noise. He is just crab walking around. This is down to timing, and Mixage is able to take it. What a play by him. A 1v3 clutch. Maybe a bit of a blunder on the side of Rain. You know, Dewey making all that noise, going down kind of unnecessarily, but definitely a great play by Mixage there. A very nice round.
100%. Yeah, he was able to really bring that clutch out, you know, being last live. It was a 1v3, and able to persevere with that is absolutely amazing to see that happen. And that's all about, knowing and being able to hold the control of your emotions and your adrenaline and really holding strong, be like, you got this. Faultless taking out the first one for Mixage, Rooms and Fierce both getting a pick for themselves, and they're gonna go for the hard push on B. Going forward, seeing what they can do. Of course, they can still always double back at this point, but it looks like they're gonna make that super hard push into it. Genesis moving up with the bomb and potentially going for the plant. Unfortunately, didn't get it. Ecstasy was able to take him out along with Emotional for Rooms. Bomb is not in the best spot in the world at this point for Adam to try and get to. Fierce trying to make his way around, but Lilo is ready and waiting. And so Adam has a lot to go up against, which unfortunately is not in his favor. He gets taken out with a headshot from Emotional, which is going to be 8-4 here on the swap. And that's going to be in the area for Rain on the 8 and 4 for Euphoria.
Yeah, great stuff from the side of Euphoria in those last couple of rounds. Bringing it back from a 2-7 to a 4-8 might not actually look like that big of a deal, but those 2 rounds definitely come in play if they have to, come back from a 2-10, or if it's a 4-8. 4-8 is definitely more doable, and actually a pretty standard score to see on Grounded. Maybe 5-7 would be a little bit better for the side of Euphoria, but 4-8 is definitely doable, and I would not even call this quite a comeback. More they just have to play at the same level, and it might come out equal at the end. Genesis, though, spots a lot of them, calls his team to rotate, but it might be too late. He might go down. His movement is a bit off there, but he does take the cover quickly enough and isn't able to connect a headshot yet, although he is looking for those heads. And they're just kind of, at least Genesis is just waiting for his team to come. And Faultless takes those
barreling through. Paul's able to get him,
do.
and they're trying to continuously get more. There's a lot of low players for the side of Rain. All super, super low. Adam and Mix just needed a couple taps on each. It looks like they're able to do so, at least take out a few of them. And just like that, a quadruple kill! Adam going nuts! And able to get all the way down to just Ecstasy, which he's going to go for the defuse. Ecstasy comes through. Adam able to continue to get it, but unfortunately not in enough time to get the defuse. But what an absolute madman, Adam himself, showing off what he can really do.
Yeah, very unfortunate that there wasn't enough time to defuse and take the round for the side of Euphoria, but Adam just playing absolutely out of his mind. I think this might be one of the first, if not the first days that we actually see in this main tournament number 2. So Adam, definitely the man to look out for on ground, and he has just been doing absolutely crazy. On the first pistol round as well, he got 3 frags, so far he's gotten 8 frags just from pistol rounds. That is insane. His pistol gameplay is just on another level.
Yeah, but he was in a perfect position. Everyone's super low and able to do so. Of course, Genesis trying to get a couple of those revolver shots off, but unfortunately not able to make it work. Faultless able to take out Fierce with that MPX. Adam trying to move back just a little bit, trying to get the distance on him. So that's about the best way he could do it. Mix is trying to make some contact, doesn't work out for him. Adam goes down along with Mix. Rooms running out of ammo right there at the last second. And going down, so that's going to go for the side of Rain. They're up to 10 rounds at this point under their belt. Even with all these fantastic plays, they're still pulling ahead at this point. It may come true with my prediction with Rain taking here on Grounded, but they still have a couple rounds left before they take it home.
Yeah, it's interesting to see Lulu and Ecstasy buying SA-58s, even though they had the cash to buy an AK-47 and SG. This is just they're doing it to save money, but Faultless a jumping headshot and Emotional, another one. This might be the start of the end for Euphoria, unless they just come out with something absolutely incredible. They're trying to wait on that tower truck position, which is a very strong position to hold, But Rain actually, getting the early few picks, they decide to rotate back to A, because they probably expect only 1 or 2 players on the side of A, so they should be able to take Genesis down, and he does go down without a single frag, so this looks like yet another round for the side of Rain, unless Fierce just comes in fierce and takes everyone out. He does go down, and now just Adam Pugh, he's probably gonna save it. And is he able to? Almost? Oh, that's unlucky for Adam. And Joey takes him down with P250. He was so low there. Any bullet from any weapon could have done the job there. So P250 was good enough.
Yeah, but that's going to bring him up to 11 on those rounds. Euphoria still sitting at 4. But again, this is kind of one of Reign's top tier maps for them. So that's okay. That's why it's a best of 3. This is the only map we're going to see them play. But Euphoria definitely still being able to bring this back from the depths. They definitely can, but they also may just let this one go just so they can have their picks for their map moving forward. Fierce taking out Jue and Faultless going to go ahead and go for the trade and taking out Fierce. So they're going to go a little bit on the rotate, kind of move around, try and see what they can find. Mix really trying to use his ears to try and see and hear where everybody's going and moving. He definitely got that MP7 up and ready to go. It does take out Ecstasy, but Lilo is there to take him out. Lilo extremely low, though. Pretty much one shot at this point from any weapon. So he's gotta stay back, staying in protection. Rooms does no idea which way to look. He knows that he gets surrounded at this point, and he let himself get known. Faultless takes him out with a quick headshot, leaving Adam and Genesis by themselves.
A nade on Adam Q though, so if he throws it correctly, he might get a frag on Lilu since he's so low. But yeah, that was just a great entry by the side of Rain there. They just entry together, they push B long and B mid together. So if someone is, let's say, playing luggage, as we saw that Rooms was playing on that luggage spot, but it's hard to take more than one player down if you get pushed. You kind of get sandwiched from both sides, B long and B mid. Adam though on that head glitch, he might do some great things from here. He's getting smoked off.
Grenade. Can he get it?
It's very good. Doesn't get the nade kill, but does get
he
Lilu.
does get kill.
Genesis.
Ooh,
there's the nade.
Faultless. There it is. It may not have been Adam, but he definitely is a part of it. he was taken out by it. It is now 1v1 Faultless and Genesis. And the round is actually over. They were able to delay it just long enough, and the bomb was not able to be gone down. So that is going to be one more point for Euphoria going it up to 5. So that is good for them to at least be a distraction long enough to where they can't plant.
Yeah, 11-5 now. I feel like we've seen maybe it's because of the nerves, because you have to play at the highest level. There's like 2,000 people watching you, can't make any mistakes, but there have been definitely some mistakes, if not mistakes, that questionable decisions made today on the stream, but it's just part of the competitive gameplay. That's just what happens. Fierce though opens it up. Might be a start for a round and ultimately a comeback for the side of Euphoria. And no Euratio on Genesis yet. Something I did not expect to see. They had money the last round. They had the money this round as well to either get Genesis a Euratio, some of the teammates dropping him, or just Genesis buying it himself. But seems like Genesis, we saw that he's really good with the rifle as well yesterday, but I feel like on Grounded, he could have maybe be more impactful with the Euratio, but definitely it goes down to Fierce. Ultimately, it goes down to Fierce and Genesis, and they probably figured out that it's better for Genesis to play with the HK, and we can see that he's playing in a position that maybe isn't the best for Euratio, this kind of area where it's kind of close range, and if someone pushes in, you can't really take cover and reload your Euratio to take another shot, so I guess it makes sense. And Lilu low now, so Euphoria, I think this might be another round for them, but we've seen a lot of clutches.
There's a chance here if he can get that tap first, which he does, gets that headshot on Lilo, so that is now down. Now, if we see Genesis, we may see him quickly run for that. Mixer's getting the quick double. And Emotional going down with Rooms with a headshot on Ecstasy. Quickly taking him out. Euphoria getting another round under their belts. Squeezing that gap closed just ever so slightly.
Yeah, I feel like Euphoria might be a start of a comeback. They've gotten 2 consecutive rounds in a row, which both have been rifle rounds. So even though Rain got like 3 rounds at the start, I'm quite sure it took them on the side switch. They went from 8 rounds to 11, but 2 of those rounds was not really rifle rounds. Pistol round and the consecutive equal round doesn't really show skill as much as a rifle round. Where there are preferred weapons on both teams. Looks like Rain though, full A mid. They're probably going to try to fake it out or just try to get a pick and rotate. That's what you normally do on A mid because it's so hard to push through that narrow connector area that Adam is holding, or through the
Adam is waiting though. If they go through the connector, Adam is going to be ready and waiting for them.
Yeah, he's spamming
smoke. Yeah,
but
so
not
they may
really
not make that decision,
connecting.
but he is going to have to rotate back around. So if they do go back to come towards A, he's going to be in the position ready for them. Looks like we got Mixage waiting for them in the storage room, trying to figure out what their plans are, along with rooms. So at this point, they're really trying to make that a point of where they need to go. Flash is down, grenade hits. Unfortunately, no kills just yet. Room's not in the best spot. He's going to try and get a few taps. He is able to get emotional. And make that 2.
Another one by Rooms.
XC is able to clear a Mixage. Unfortunately, not able to make the full contact with Dewey, although he is super close to be taken out. Lilo is able to be taken out. And so it's a 2v3. And Dewey is really, really low, so it's not looking the best for him.
Yeah, they don't really have the position or the HP, even though
Oh.
Dewey connects a headshot there, but now it's down to XC, and he does have an idea where one of the players are, but he has to plant the bomb, and the smoke actually covers him, so that's great for him. But now he just has to play to perfection, because, you know, both of the Euphoria's players are kind of holding it down and coming from tower name mid, so he'll probably have the flick, takes down Fierce almost, and gets a frag on Adam, so now it's down to Fierce and XC, and XC already lit Fierce, so might see another clutch. Ooh, and that timing there. So perfect. Ooh, who's gonna take it?
And he is able to
Ecstasy.
make the contact.
What a clutch by him. Yet another great play by him. He's just been playing very, very well today. And yeah, this takes us to 6-12. So Euphoria, either they string together 7 consecutive rounds or Rain just gonna take it sooner or later. And we might just see
At this point,
Rain.
it's match point.
Yeah, so we might see Rain just trying to do the same thing. You know, they don't really have to innovate here since the old stuff is working, and looks like it's moving towards the B side of things once again. Rooms goes down early, and now there's only one player on the B side of things, even though the players are rotating. Mix is just kind of left alone, trying to spam the smoke. And look at that, they're actually rotating back. Rain is one of those teams that just gets an early frag and rotates immediately. It's great to see this from them. They always fake out the opposite side, so. Yeah, look at that. They're going A mid now, looking for yet another pick. And Adam, on that deagle, is he able to get some headshots? We'll see.
Hopefully he can at least pick one, or someone can go down close to him so where he can get it. Fierce able to quickly get that headshot on Dewey, and that's at least going to dwindle him down to make it even. Adam really needs to pick up another weapon so he can be a little bit more useful, because that deagle, definitely he can get those shots, but he's definitely no Genesis when it comes to getting those one taps, so he definitely has a chance, but luckily Genesis is there to watch his back and over his shoulder to keep him some help. But Adam is going to be pushing up. Genesis trying to help out. Unfortunately, Adam not making any contacts, but is giving the information to them. Bomb is officially being planted, and Genesis really trying to hold down the corner, seeing if anybody will come just to show their face, and he is able to pick off 1 and 2. Super quick flick to him, and so that's just leaving 1v2. Lilo just waiting around the corner. Shots being fired. He knows they're there. He's going to quickly go for the push, and not able to make contact. Lilo turns back around and switches and is able to take him out, and that's going to be the final round, going 13-6 in the favor of Rain. Faultless at the top with 20, Ecstasy with 19, Emotional and Lilo Dynamic Duo with 15 each, and Dewey at the bottom with 11. But of course, so we can't forget about the other side. They definitely did a great job. Euphoria really racking in the kills themselves as well. But it does go in the favor of Rain, and that's going to be match number 1 so far at this point. So we are going to have to get everything set up, and that's going to go into round number 2 for the games. And we'll have to find out if Euphoria can take their own pick on Bureau coming up here next. But again, guys, do keep an eye out in chat. In between these breaks, we will be posting the giveaways for some extra beautiful cases for you guys to have access to. Follow in chat. You'll see it pop up, so don't worry about that. And when we come back, we have another little sneak peek for you of an interview with Rain to give you guys a little bit more insight on how they process things and what their plans and expectations are for this event here. But here, we'll be back here in just a few minutes. We'll see you soon.
See you guys.
Feel the competition? Play Critical Ops tournaments now on Gizer to win cash prizes and exclusive credits. Download Gizer to compete in mobile gaming tournaments for real cash.
Inside, he's gonna get naded down there. A little bit of damage on him, but he's fast on the flank. Inside, he gets 2 massive frags there. Allows for his team to come in. And outside, he's gonna be able to get the 4K.
All right, guys, welcome back. We are back in the hot seat, and we just got done watching one of the beautiful games with Rain, watching them just do what they do on their defense and really lock down the map of Grounded and really take ahead and get those matches in under their belt and take the first round against Euphoria. But before we get into the next match, again, we briefly mentioned this. We're going to stop and take a little bit. We'll take a little bit slower to give you that insight into how Rain does their matches and what they feel and what they do inside these matches, so you guys can get more of an insight and learn from them. And so, if any of you guys have been interested in getting into esports and maybe either auditioning for a team or forming your own, kind of getting a little bit more of how things should go and what you'd be interested in learning from them. So we'll see from one of the members of Rain here in just a second.
Here with Faultless from Rain, and my name is Ardapir J, and I'm going to be interviewing them for this interview. So let's just start with the first thing. Let me just hop this tab over here, because one of the very first things that we're going to talk about is the close matches here. We had some 3 very close games that you guys played against Ruthless. First one being 13-12, then 10-13, and then we had 13-11. Those were some very close games. And what are your overall thoughts, like room for improvement, and what went really well in those rounds that you guys actually won?
First of all, I just want to say GG to the Ruthless, as it was such an intense best of 3, where they played pretty good and they improved so much. Secondary, I just want to remind that we're having roster changes, and this circuit will be way different for us as our roles are changed. We were preparing for a hard game against Ruthless due to that problems in the roster and lack of time and motivation for some players. So it was really hard participating this month, as it's an important year for all of us, but we're really sad and not satisfied that Ruthless lost by disqualification. We really feel sad for them, but we just want to say that we will try to not let them down in the finals against Euphoria.
Euphoria. And I respect the fact that you guys, of course, acknowledge that, things happen, and in this situation, sadly, they did not do their recordings right, which led to a disqualification. But hey, it is good to hear that you guys are trying to fight for them and keep it going. And of course, I'm guessing you guys already DM'd them or talked to them about this, and you guys are mutually cool. That's what I'm assuming, right?
Yes, of course. I DM'd some of their players and apologized due to that sad fact, but it wasn't our willing to disqualify them, so I'm kind of sad about that as well.
Yeah, because if you were to change something about this, you wouldn't feel bad to let them, of course, get those finals. I mean, as they deserved, in your opinion. I mean, it is good to see that you guys are, trying to not only fight for yourselves in these finals, but also fight for Ruthless in this scenario. Of course, not managed to get their recording straight. But hey, putting that story aside, moving on. Like, how do you guys feel about the people watching you so far, supporting you in that stream, and what actually went through your mind the moment you guys knew about the disqualification? Like, what was it, like a GG feeling of like, well, that was a good game, and then after that, wow, we actually won? And like, what kind of shift, how could you put that into words if you would put that into words? Like,
We
how could you?
appreciate every single supporter and the all words we got, even if we lose. That's truly thing that help us to get some motivation and go on.
Mhm.
After we lost, it was late night, so we had to upload recordings, and it was kind of demotivating losing cause we were really aiming to win and move forward. But oh, firstly, apologize to the Ruthless and try to tell my team that we're playing the finals because they changed their plans. So we hope to have enough time to prepare for the finals.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I guess that's where we ended off. I mean, is there anything you would like to add to this interview, or some other questions that you were like expecting that you want to answer right now? Anything?
I guess that no.
No, there's nothing.
To be honest, I'm just don't know what to say. Cause like, I'm kind of focused on the next game that we were having against Euphoria, so my thoughts are right on this. So I have to IGL and kind of my mind is really busy. So
I mean, I can tell we tried to do this interview earlier and you had to go midway. So now we're actually doing this for like, I think the third time. So yeah, we at least accomplished to do it now. But we're gonna end it off here. So again, thank you very much for your time, Faultless, even though you have some busy IRL stuff, in real life stuff going on, and at the same time preparing for the tournament. I wish you a lot of luck, and we're just gonna end it off here.
thanks a lot. Thanks for the interview. It was nice to talk to you. So see ya in the finals.
See ya.
Awesome. Thank you, Artie, for getting that interview with Rain. It's always nice to see the inside workings of these teams, and you have to give it to Rain for being so humble with the they are happy that they are able to make it here and, you know, able to push through and come and be into the finals. But again, dedicating these plays, these games to the winners who beat them, to Ruthless, even though they were unable to make it here due to the technical difficulties of the recordings, that they're going to give it their best shot and dedicate these games to Ruthless. The fact that they couldn't make it, they've already talked to each other. All these teams talk to each other, play with each other's and scrims and everything. So they all know each other, and it's beautiful to see that they're able to do that even in this high level of competitiveness. It's still humble nonetheless. So again, congratulations for them for making it here. But as we move along to getting these points and where we are, you know, it's all about the seed and what you can get and who's going to be here in the finale, going into the final tournament, and what their placements are going to be. So Twist, as all the teams we've seen and play, you know, we've kind of got a good idea of who's going to be here. Because at this point, you know, we saw Rain was number 5. But the fact that they've made it here today to the finale, they were at least going to grab those 16 points on top of the points that they already have. So they should be able to easily make it in. And of course, depending on the placement with Ruthless and Elevate, that shouldn't really change a whole lot on their placement. One might be over the other, but moving into next month's event, how do you think this is going to be going?
Yeah, so as you said, I feel like the top 4 is already kind of solidified. We see Tuho here with 10 points, but unfortunately they got knocked out kind of early in the main tournament number 2. So they're probably not going to take that top 4 spot, meaning they won't play in the finals. I'm pretty sure I could almost bet my money on the fact that Euphoria, Ruthless, Elevate, and Rain will be the 4 teams playing in the finals. Now, what we're not sure on is exactly the ranking for these 4 teams. We'll see that after today's finals and the third place match that won't actually take place on stream. But yeah, after those 2 games go down, we will see the exact rankings, and furthermore, we'll be able to see, you know, which team plays against which team in the finals, because I'm pretty sure the number 1 team will play against the number 4 team. But we'll see. Those rankings are definitely interesting, and they will be updated once these games have ended. But I actually wanted to bring us back to the last game, because I feel like last game wasn't exactly as we expected. Definitely judging by the Twitter polls, where everyone kind of predicted, I think like 60%, 2/3, majority predicted that Euphoria will take this best of three. So I feel like Rain being able to take the first map, they only need one more. Euphoria, they need to make a comeback. Now, the grounded match, it was Rain's pick, so it definitely makes it easier for them. And I feel like the score 13-6 maybe doesn't quite represent what we saw, because there were many close rounds and there were many clutches where maybe if Euphoria didn't let the, they could have gotten more rounds. So I feel like a score maybe 13-9, 13-10 would have been more accurate, but we just saw a lot of good timing for the side of Rain. And honestly, Rain was just playing better, even though Euphoria maybe their luck wasn't on their side in that game. I do feel like Rain was just better prepared on that grounded game. What we saw on the Coalition side from them was just again how they play in such a way that if one of their teammates go down, the other one, or at least one of them, maybe two even, can immediately repeak and try to refrag. So Rain definitely has a very strong Coalition side, and that's exactly what we saw. And then on the Breach side, Rain was just big braining everyone. I don't think we saw like more than a few rounds where they directly pushed in a site. What they always tried to do was kind of try to open the A or B site, just kind of try to get picks, try to play for info. And once they do that, what they always did was kind of go back, reassess, the side where they want to go now. And there were many rounds where Rain was just kind of faking it out and went to the other side and was able to get the plant. Now, I don't want to put Euphoria down. Again, I feel like it was a bit unlucky in that grounded game for them. There were just some unlucky timings, and maybe it didn't went as you would expect. So now they have all the opportunities to prove themselves. It's Bureau, it's Euphoria's map pick, so definitely a map that they feel like they are better than Rain on, or at least, well, they see it as one of their best maps. So I think it's going to be way more interesting, especially on that banana area on Bureau, which is normally dominated by kind of Eurasia players such as Genesis and Lilu. So it'll be interesting to see these two battle it out towards the banana and Belong areas, which are kind of the longer range areas of the Bureau map. And then if we look at Rain's side, they banned Legacy, a map that we saw yesterday. So I'm not really that sad that we don't see it again. I always like to see new maps being played. And Soar, this map though, I really want to see getting played competitive on, because it's the newest map in Critical Ops, and we haven't actually seen highest level of competitive play on this map. So definitely something we would like to see in the future. Unfortunately, the teams playing today don't agree with us. They don't want to see Soar. So the decider map, if Euphoria is able to make the comeback in this game and make it 1-1 in the best of 3 series, will be Port. And again, I feel like Port is just such a wild card. Number one, because it's just such a random map where it's not really an old map where all the strategies are kind of known. So there's always teams on both sides just pulling out the most random stuff that just kind of works. So hopefully we get the Port, and have to mention that Raid did get left out. But now we're moving on to the second game, Bureau. Now in this game, I do feel like Euphoria is gonna make the comeback just because it's their map pick, and I feel like they're more confident on this map. So I do think we're gonna see the third map today, but I want to know your thoughts as well. They're just as valuable.
Well, when it comes to Euphoria playing on Bureau, they, again, with their aggression, they can really get into the bomb sites, especially on A. Something to further note is Bureau is still one of Rain's better maps for the way they run things for placements and the way they lock down the map. So it is going to be a little difficult still for Euphoria to break through, but I think it's going to be a lot easier for them over Grounded, like we just saw. They Rain took the win on it, so I think it's going to be a lot easier for them on Bureau to really keep those matches either super close or to again take that lead for them. Now, if they can do that and they can make our way down to Port, that's where it's going to get really fun. Because Euphoria is, with the players that are on the team, definitely have more, I would say, more experience on the map, and especially with it being heavily equipment based, they have the placements down, they know where to throw it, and again, Rain's definitely had a good chance and a good bit of time to practice on there. But when it comes to who I think would slate for it, Euphoria definitely has a very good chance moving forward as of now, being that Bureau and then Port. Again, we're still waiting to see. Rain can still surprise us. They've definitely had roster changes and things moving around, as they mentioned in their interview. So things have been moving around, but I think it's working still in their favor. And with those changes, we still have to wait to see if those are going to be a positive or a negative on the maps that they're not exactly known for to be the best on.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see. I think Bureau is going to be a more action-packed game than the grounded one. Again, I feel like the grounded one maybe ended kind of early. I feel like Euphoria might have been able to make the comeback on the Coalition side, but it kind of Rain was just able to string those rounds together and take the victory out of their hands. But I feel like Bureau is going to be way more close. Number one, because Bureau is actually a very balanced map. It's a bit Coalition sided, does most of the maps in Critical Ops, but it is a more balanced map than grounded. So we're probably going to see a more close score on this side switch, because on grounded it was 4-8, but now it might be like 5-7, 6-6, hopefully. And I feel like we're going to see that both teams get to 10 rounds eventually, and after those 10 rounds we'll see which one will be able to get the 3 more needed to win the map out. But we're waiting for the teams. Once again, there's always some technical difficulties showing up just when you need them the least. But I think most of them are getting into the server, and we're gonna look at the recap video for those of you who are maybe new to the Circuit Season 2. We're gonna get you up to date, with the latest happenings in the Circuit Season 2 competitive scene. Health, so this is definitely doable for Ruthless. I would say this is actually a very important round, and yeah, it will probably make like the next few rounds either go for Ruthless or Fusion.
Yeah, and here's Baines taking King. Atik takes out Puhiz, and can PZR distract him just long enough
He does it.
to get the bomb, and he does. He's able to take out Atik, and is able to run and to save the day. Bringing us off the first kill on Fricks. Vinley for Fierce here, and we're going to have Envy doing squats. Don't forget about leg day. Envy has always been great for leg day. He has shown us time and time again to continue leg day. Adam taking out Noxic. Envy able to swap with him. Genesis and Hazy to pick off star player, and Envy Ventilate to come in for the double kill. Genesis to take out half health. Just a little bit below, he's at 45. Envy coming through with Fierce. And Genesis able to get the quick scope. Can he make contact with Ventilate? It's a 1v1. All who can get the shot. He's giving his position away. He can make contact. He misses. Can he get with the pistol? He does! It is going for the defuse.
Euphoria was on rifles, and as you saw, like Noxic only had a P250, so this was a really important round. And as you can see, Venley, wow, they're all just rushing mid, they're on Rico. They have to all just rush it.
Just that's still all right. Adam coming in clutch continuously, taking out Atik. Rooms taking out Vulgarant. North continuing to use a Deagle. 1-2. And Mix comes in for the stab.
In the meantime, but actually, Adam, this is a very doable clutch. He has a nade. If the nade connects Kippy, he's probably dead. He doesn't, but Kippy is still very low. So the best possible case for Ruthless to do here is try to take the retake together. But it looks like Adam is able to take down one, and now he's able to isolate the second gun duel. If he's able to do that, he'll take him down as well. So yeah, Kippy, very low HP. Timing is everything here. Again, in 1v1, timing just means so much, So we'll see. He switched from P90 to SG. Going for the fake. He kinda had an idea.
Take out Adam. Rooms to swap for Vulgarant, but Bane's able to finish the headshot on Rooms, leaving Bane's last alive, and unfortunately Genesis is going to be able to take out Atik. Awesome. Yeah, nothing like giving a little bit of extra shout out to these teams. It's a nice little recap video showing off what these players can actually do and really showing off some of their best plays. Because at this point, if you make it here to the semifinals, you definitely get that extra love and that extra show for what you're able to really do. Because at this point, you've beat out the rest, you've been able to do all the amazing plays and take the wins to get here. And so, of course, all of the teams you just saw, we will see again more than likely moving into next month. But again, we still got to wait for those points and tallies to be made, and of course, just to make sure that there's not any other technical issues that may cause any changes as well moving forward. But of course, that's still to be determined at this point. And once those matches get done for today, but with moving into these next set of games with these teams moving forward with Rain and Euphoria, we'd hope to, like I said, we'd hope to see we get to the third and final map of Port, because I think that is really where we'll see the showcase of the extra crazy environment, all of the explosions, the mortars coming out of the skies, the grenades, all the equipment flying. And I think it's going to be amazing. And see that, and in that instance, with all of that happening, with all of those tactics being used using their ears, trying to hear everything, it makes things quite difficult when the entire team throws half of their equipment at once, and then that allows them to get the foot ground and be able to cover distance without being heard. And so that does allow for some plays to be made as a surprise to get ahead, to surprise the whichever side decides to do that.
Yeah, most definitely, and I definitely hope that we get to the port matchup, because I feel like Bureau is going to be a very close game, but ultimately it's always more fun to watch the final game where whoever takes the round and takes the map, or takes the best of three. So hopefully Rain maybe doesn't play as good as they did on the previous map, and Euphoria is able to get the second map of the series, because I'm always in for a close game. I never really root for the team that just demolishes everyone. I always like to see close competition. So that's something that I really hope we get to the port game. And something I quickly want to touch on is I feel like there's sometimes just so much negativity and animosity in the chat, in the live chat, towards these players, because for example, yesterday Lilu maybe wasn't doing the best with the Eurasia, and today, like in last map, Rooms maybe wasn't doing his best. But we have to remember that individual performance consists of so many more things than just than just how many kills and how many deaths you have. Someone might be at the bottom of the scoreboard, but the way he plays, he gets info plays. He's maybe the entry fragger who goes down but damages two of the coalition players. There's so much more that goes into individuals' performance than just kills and deaths, and that's exactly why the rating system was developed as well, that we touched on before. But I feel like you don't need to put these players down. Even if they're maybe not playing at their best in that game, everyone has a bad day, and especially when the nerves and everything, the tension is so high, obviously someone is going to break. And some games, not everyone can drop 30 bomb every game. That would be impossible. But I feel like instead of kind of putting these players down, and I'm not saying everyone is doing it, it's just some select individuals, but still, you got to encourage them. You can't really expect better results from someone if you just yell at him. You got to say, it's fine, dude, you'll do better next time. And I think that's exactly what we'll see. I'm sure that Rooms will do better in this game, and Lilu actually proved himself. He wasn't maybe on fire yesterday, but definitely today he has upgraded his performance. So I'm sure we'll see that from everyone who maybe was underperforming on the grounded game. But that being
Something
said,
to also note, though, from yesterday, Rooms may not be doing as hot today, but we do have to still give him that nice little round of applause from yesterday, from getting that 4-piece grenade. Just being able to sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, but you could still get those beautiful plays, those beautiful shots, and beautiful mortar strikes from the grenades, and being able to really show out. And so, I mean, again, the players, those nerves, and you get some sweaty hands, and it's already bad enough you're using your hands on touch screens, and then you get nervous. A lot of really good stuff from them, and able to really hold it down. And it's gonna be amazing to see what they're able to do. And looks like we're gonna be jumping into a knife round for these guys to find out what the determining factor is going to be and who's gonna start where.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the knife round. I always like to see if it's the crab walk action, or it's the other thing where they just kind of rush at each other. But I feel like if someone sees, crab walk is kind of like the coronavirus. If someone gets it, the other team gets it as well. If you see the other team crab walking, the only thing you can do is like stack up and crab walk as well, because otherwise, you can't really push 5 people that are stacked together alone. So I feel like, yeah, they're playing it slowly. Seems like they're not doing leg day, as you like to say. They're not crouching down
No.
that much. But now,
Oh, here
there
it
it
is.
goes. Yeah, see, and
There it is. The
once
fusion
one side does
begins.
it, once one side does it, now the other side as well. They have to adapt, because pushing alone won't really
Fused
be
together.
that useful.
Look at that leg day. Just you gotta 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. You just gotta keep it up so you can keep your momentum going. And here we go for the stabs. And it's a 1v1. Oh, and they're able to make it happen. Ah, that's an amazing. Finally down to it. Most everybody died quite consistently across the board, but it was just down to barely being able to get it at that last possible stab. But so they're going to be able to make that choice to whichever side they want to start on, with a coalition or breach. And so these guys, so they're getting in play, and then this will be the start of the pistol round shortly after, once they get that reset on. So it's very important to figure out where to start. Especially when it comes to what you're more comfortable with.
Ecstasy, though, the double there, what a play by him. Now he reloads. This is a very interesting play. They're pushing up on the coalition side, and oh, that was my bad. I thought that was actually the pistol round, but they're just warming up. But now we actually get into the pistol round. I was wondering why it was playing out so weird. It looked like a casual defuse rather than competitive, but that explains it. Anyways, the game is underway. This is the real pistol round. This time I'm not mistaken. And looks like Euphoria is opting to go for that A banana rush.
Yeah, as you were saying, this is where a good bit of that action is going to be taking place here in Banana, and so they're going to be quickly making their way in, and kind of as I predicted, that they're really good at taking that banana, rushing into A, which they're just on the outside of it. Although Rain's got that idea as well, but it looks like that may have changed.
They faked it. What a play by Euphoria. Everyone on Rain's side rotated.
And here they go. They're rushing into A. They're getting that bomb planted. And look, they're already moving around. Already on the side of B. Now they have to turn right around and quickly make their way in. That is a beautiful wait. And the mixage from behind, keeping them busy, making them confused. And so Mix is now got to make his way all the way back around. But he did get some damage in. Room's getting that first kill on Emotional. Chewy taking him out. Adam Genesis taking off all his ecstasy. Adam on the double kill, triple. That is going to be his third kill for that match. And finalizing that match, giving them the first point for the second game.
Yeah, Euphoria, just an absolutely beautiful play there. They faked Rain out perfectly. It worked down to the last second, as quickly as they heard Rain kind of elephant foot rotate down back to the B side, they were just like, yep, let's just push up on side. There's no B there. Let's just get the plant. And Euphoria now on the MPXs and 2 AK-47s actually, which you don't normally see on the second round, because if you lose it, then it's not that good. You don't want to give it to the coalition. Look at Rain though, just crazy, just pushing
and
it up.
There we go. There's that rotation again, and they're able to get into the site.
Make the wrong
again.
call. They make the wrong call.
That's an RNG. And here it is. Fierce coming from behind, getting a quick two-piece. Coming back for him. Can he pick a third? That is definitely going to be no, but did plenty of damage. Faultless really low, and Lilo did have no damage taken, but is now taken out. Ju was got a little bit taken off the top, and so now they're in the side of A. Mixage comes in for the jump shot, takes out Jewy, and Adam with the quick burst on Faultless, taking that second round.
Yeah, that was a great play by Euphoria once again. Rain, again, very unlucky. Maybe last game we saw that Euphoria was the kind of more unlucky team, but this time Rain, just both rounds, just maybe the wrong decision making, but I would say just the wrong timing. Like, we saw them all push mid, and they could have turned either left to Banana or right to be long, but they chose to turn left, and they all went A and Banana to A basically, while Euphoria was just planting on a free B site. But now down to the first kind of actual rifle round.
There it is. Chewy getting that first grenade kill. Ecstasy getting taking Mixage out. So 2 on Euphoria already down. Fierce not in the best spot. He definitely knows that they are there. They're all pretty much inside of B side at this point. Not sure if they want to keep pushing for it, but Fierce is going to be coming into this. And is going to get the quick burst, and that's going to be at least one. Faultless is there to say hi. And now Adam coming back in and able to show up right in the reload, getting the 2-piece, possibly 3. Unfortunately not. Emotional does get the headshot and takes him out. But that was a great play by Adam, really trying to show up.
Yeah, it almost looked like he got it down to 1v1 from a 1v4, so Adam, once again, just a good play by him. But it looked like the crosshair was even on the head, but it might have just been a neck shot, as we saw. I think it was emotional, he was quite low there. But Rain actually getting the first rifle round, which is quite good for them. You know, rifle rounds are normally where the game's winner is decided. Emotional, though, pushing it up, almost gets a double, but goes home with 0.
Adam for the revenge.
And Ecstasy holding down mid now. But looks like Euphoria is slowly rotating back. Again, both of these teams don't really want to commit to a site too early. Faultless, though, that aggressive peek and headshot on Genesis. But both of these teams don't want to like commit too early. They want to play for info. They want to play for map control. So we can see rooms here staying in that elevators area. So they do have the map control of mid and banana. If he rotated, they would have no info if there's a collision player there or not. Faultless, though, he might take the aggressive peek and regret it. It looks like, oh yeah, he definitely has an idea here. Long, gets overwhelmed, does get 1. Great play by him there, getting 1 even though. Even getting 1 there was quite hard, so great play by Faultless, but he does go down. And now it's down to a 3v3, and look at that, Euphoria. He's going towards that A side of things again. Lilu, he's gonna have to anchor this A side, he's here alone. Just waiting for the plant. They do know Lilu's position, and Adam is planting it in that safe spot where Lilu can't really get it.
Yeah, Mix is really trying to hold it down. Lilo trying to hold him back at the grenade. Almost close enough to do the damage to Ecstasy, but definitely not. Lilo pushing up, knows where he is. Adam better be prepared, which he is not. One person left being Mixed, but that headshot's going to take him out from Ecstasy, and the bomb is going to be defused to tie this game up for the first round.
Yeah, Rain getting 2 rifle rounds in a row. Euphoria definitely did a great job getting the first 2 rounds. Again, the breach is kind of disadvantaged on Biru, even though Biru is a kind of equal-sided map, but it's a bit harder for the breach as on most of the maps. But so it's great for them that they did get the first 2 rounds, but now they actually have to prove themselves in the rifle rounds. And it looks like they are not even able to do it because Rain has kind of crushed their economy. There's only $13,000 to their names, and they just choose to go full GSR and 1 MTX Ecstasy.
Ooh,
what a triple there.
Triple! Well, you know, if it's going to be a round to do it, this is the one to have it. Unfortunately, I am now sad because Adam had the dual-wielding pistols in hand, and I didn't get to see it. So he was one of those inside the grenade, but Faultless and Dewey got to get those headshots and finish out that round to take the lead for the 3rd game under their belt. So hopefully Euphoria uses that extra cash this time for better use. And it looks like they are. The only one who's not able to buy up fully was Mixed, but it looks like some extra money was able to be used. And Adam's still sitting at the top with 9. Ecstasy at the top for 6. Definitely 1, 2, 3, and 5 and 6 on the side of Rain. So very consistent across the board for their kills.
Yeah, no Eurasia on Genesis though. We saw that earlier in the previous game as well. I feel like that might be the reason why they're losing more rounds than usual, because Genesis normally the one to kind of get the rounds in their favor. Lilu though on that sniper rifle though, getting rooms, peeking once again. Does hear someone planting, and he does know the other position, but he's playing it so perfectly, just jiggle peeking, and Dewey ultimately takes Genesis down, even though he was playing it very well. And now it's down to a 3v4 retake, which is doable for the side of Euphoria. Definitely camping on site is easier than retaking it, but Mixage able to take down 1, and Ecstasy actually takes down Mixage, and there you go. They get the retake, and now it's 4-2 for the side of Rain. Euphoria might have to come up with some other strategies soon, otherwise they'll be in the disadvantage, quite a disadvantage on the side switch. And I'm not quite sure why we haven't seen Genesis play that much with the sniper rifle. It could be something to do with the fact they're playing on the breach side, which normally it's a bit harder to play with the Eurasia. You know, even people who prefer playing with Eurasia as their main weapon, they sometimes prefer playing with rifle on the breach side, just because it's so hard to push up with that Eurasia and get those quick scopes. But it's way easier to just sit in one spot on the collision side and kind of hard scope and get those easy frags. But yeah, I feel like ultimately if Euphoria comes back on the breach side, or even comes back in general, wins the game, it will have something to do with the fact that Genesis is back on that Eurasia. Because right now, even though he's a great rifler, he's an insane Eurasia player, and that's exactly what Euphoria right now needs. An insane player that can kind of bring them back in the action. And Lilu, there's the Eurasia, getting down Genesis and focus on Adam, and now it's down to a 3v and make it 2v5, and yeah, only 2 people left on Beyond. I don't feel like it's gonna happen. Fierce though with a nice frag there. Yeah, he just understands how dire the situation is. Kind of trying to save the weapon. Does get the pre-fire. What a play by him there. Damages the economy. And let's see if he can
definitely
actually
extremely low though.
get a
17
1v5.
held to
Get
do
another one.
Yeah, but Ecstasy was able to take him out, but he was not going down without a fight. The good news is, at least, the U ratio was not able to be picked up, and so they're going to have to spend that money on the side of Rain, even though they still have, plenty of money to use. It's still going to be quite costly for them. The round before, I believe it's Ecstasy that picked up the U ratio and was holding it just in case. So, they didn't have to spend that extra money that time, but as long as they can keep at least putting dents into it, that'd be great for them. Unless they're going to go for an extremely hard push into B, and we've got headshots around the board, and Emotional being the only one not getting a headshot, and that was a quick and easy round for Rain to pick up with pinpoint accuracy across the team.
Yeah, Euphoria, they're going eco to get rifles, and there you go. Now we see a Eurasia on Genesis, and I feel
Genesis
like
has it in hand.
this might be the third round. We'll see how Genesis does. He can be the best every single round, but overall he's just such a great player that I feel like now the rounds might start coming in for the side of Euphoria, since Genesis is down that Eurasia, and he has his lovely teammates supporting him, so obviously he won't go down alone. Yeah, he's just holding that sand area there. And Emotional there. Nice flash, but can't really do anything. Nice spray down by Emotional there through the smoke on Fierce. He pre-fired the bin position that many players like to kind of jump on, and then jump even more on the bin to kind of see over the smoke. But you have to expect someone kind of pre-firing it, because it's a very common spot to play nowadays.
Yeah, you got to keep your eye out and watch out for it. And Emotional, because he even saw that he was even shooting up into the smoke. So he was expecting someone to be in the air at that exact moment. Emotional trying to play it safe. He does have the information that at least one, if he didn't see two on the other side, he is backing up, allowing them to move forward. But that is Genesis, so he definitely does have the range advantage. And so if he's able to get that quick point, which surprisingly doesn't, Emotional able to get the first strike and to take him out.
Yeah, I feel like Rain, they're just very dominant right now. We saw that on Grounded, but that was more kind of luck-based. They were still the better team, but some rounds were down to luck. But this game, it seems like Euphoria is just not doing enough to get those rounds. It's not down to luck, it's just down to Rain being the better team right now. But we'll see. Mixage may be able to do a 1v5. 3 of the players are low, but Ecstasy able to get the pre-fire headshot, the only one with full health. So nice play by him there, not letting a 1v5 clutch happen. That's definitely something you do not want to see. A 1v5 or 1v4 clutch always breaks your kind of team's mentality so hard for a few rounds, so they're just avoiding that at all costs.
Yeah, 100%. And at this point, Rain is at 7. Euphoria is at 2 on the scoreboard right now. And Euphoria really needs to step it up, although we should be swapping here in just a couple of rounds. Emotional still in the same spot, continuously getting kills. Why change it if it still works? Adam's still picking off Lilo, but unfortunately, almost the entire team Euphoria goes down. Fierce making his way around, but not in the best spot at the moment. And Emotional comes through to finish him off, racking it up to 8 rounds for Rain. They really do need to step up their game. They might be waiting for the rotation. Euphoria. This is Euphoria's pick, so you never know what their plans are for it. So we still have a chance to see them come back. It's nothing too crazy right now, but if they're going to make that transition to start picking up the rounds again, it needs to be now.
Oh, and Lilo with the jumping quickscope there. Can he get another one? He's completely flashed. Doesn't get the second kill. That flash is so perfectly timed from the side of Euphoria. And now Euphoria finally able to open the sight up. That's something we haven't seen for a few rounds. So hopefully they get
Yeah,
fun
we
as
got
well.
Dewey
Adam,
coming straight through.
another one.
He's spraying through. He is able to pick off one. Oh, but that was emotional that was able to get it. Bomb is down. QA. Not sure if he's going to make any contact. Emotional really showing strong. Constantly taking names.
Ecstasy
XC gets
with
the
the double.
2-piece.
That was a
And
very
looks like,
nice
yeah.
play. Yeah, Ecstasy
Able
today is
to-
just complete. Look at these. Look at these. Can we get the scoreboard, please? I want to show Ecstasy's score right now. He has 4 KD. He has 4.25 KD. That means for every time that he goes down, he kills 4.25 players. That's insane. That's almost like every time you get a death, you almost kill the entire enemy team. So Ecstasy playing absolutely insane today. We saw that on Grounded with some nice clutches, and we definitely see it on Bureau as well. And I feel like Euphoria, it was their Mavic, but they don't really have the, they're not really innovating with the strats. They're trying the same old things that you kind of see happen over and over in competitive, and they're just not working. They're doing full man pushes right now, which might be the answer to their issue, but they definitely need to get the third round here. Otherwise, it's going to be 2-10 on the switch. Not something you want to see. Genesis though getting pre-fired. Yeah, Joey just knew he was going to be there. He probably saw the gun barrel, and now Rain just again getting that pre-fight, almost done. Now it's a 2v4. Adam goes down. It's all down to rooms. Now let's see. And yeah, he goes down as well. Not able to kind of redeem himself from the first game's not the biggest star performance, but hopefully we can see some better plays coming in from Euphoria. Otherwise, Rain might just completely just steamroll over these guys. Now it's a side switch, so again, it's Euphoria's map, so they should definitely have prepared some great strats on the Coalition side, and I definitely believe that they have. But one thing is preparing great strats and having great players, but another thing is getting 11 rounds when the opposite team only needs to get 3. So best of luck to Euphoria, and I really hope we see a comeback.
I do agree, because at this point they really have to lock this down. They in a sense have to take a play out of Rain's book to really hold and lock down. We are going to see, a good push all the way through. And here comes the cluster. Faultless getting 2, Rooms and Mix getting 1s themselves. Lilo and Emotional continuing to pick. Genesis from a distance able to pick 1. Genesis all by himself against 2. Probably not the best action, which it's definitely not going to be with that Deagle in hand. Ecstasy is able to take out Genesis to pick up that first round, and that's again going to go to Rain. Rain only having 2 rounds left to take, with Euphoria with only 2 on the board. At this point, this might be set in stone with who's going to be taking this, because right now, Rain with all of the weapons in hand, Ecstasy and Emotional. After my heart with that Silence Vector in hand. And I hope that they're able to do it, but the shotgun action is not actually going to be doing anything. XC Faultless, Lilo, and Emotional picking 1 off each, leaving Mix by himself. Bomb is down. And so Mix has the shotgun to use, which is able to
That's
get
another
this
one throws a nade. But look at that, again, nade himself, and he goes down. Rain,
Yeah, the FP6 is good, but yeah,
the last 2
do.
rounds look kind of like a dead match to me. The pistol round, Rain just opted for the let's play like a tank, just stack 5-man tank and just rush, and it worked. And in the consecutive round as well, and now we saw Euphoria buying up. They had $0 on their side in the last round, so they definitely needed to get it. They knew how important it was, and now either they take 11 rounds in a row, or sooner or later it's going to be GG and the victory for Rain. And they take the best of 3. So hopefully Adam with 1 is able to get another one, peeks it, gets the aggressive.
That's at least 2.
That's something.
Yeah, so he's at least able to keep it even. Ecstasy, again, constantly just the destruction he brings. It's just ridiculous. 4 in a row. And is he going to be able to get the last one? That's up to him. It is now down to a 1v1 Mix again. By himself, Ecstasy with about half health, just under. They may be converging. They're on the way to having that conversion together. Mix go slowly backing up and moving through. It's only a matter of time before they converge. XC does not have the bomb in hand. There's 50 seconds left. He looks like he's gonna be working his way up to the bomb, which either then he could plant on B or do a super spiral around to A. and get the bomb planted. But Mix is just definitely staying in between, so he knows which way he needs to go. And this conversion may be happening here in just a second.
Oh, Mixage heard him.
Going for
Here's
the plant
as well.
Knows the
Going
plant.
for the push. Pre-fires. Not able to get him. Oh, Ecstasy is so low.
This is where the nerves are coming in. You gotta calm down.
So, oh, he jiggle peeks, and he gets the
and he
wall
gets
by
the wall
Mixage.
back. Yes.
With a great clutch hit there. Now, they have a start. They have something, you know. They still have such a long way to go, but at least they've put at least one step in the right direction.
All right, Mix. Mix says, you know, shake it off. You know, you got a lot of excitement going. Just shake it off. You did it. It was awesome. You just gotta, all right, breathe again. Ecstasy
Look at the scoreboard, though.
Kills.
Like,
just
I feel
ridiculous.
I feel like Genesis and Rooms not showing up today is maybe the reason why they're not really doing the best, because we can see Adam, he's positive, he has 17 frags, and 2 of his teammates together have 5, so again it's down to timing and everything, but I feel like because of Rooms and Genesis today, maybe they weren't able to get as many rounds together as they needed. Might be some internal issues, we don't know. But hopefully they're able to come back though. I always pray for that comeback. Lilu though takes down Mixage, and now it's down to a 4v4. Adam sprays through and gets taken down by Ecstasy through a smoke. He's just playing out of his mind right now. Ecstasy just proving how good he is. Fierce in that nice corner position, waiting. Gets at least one and gets the bomb. 2 for Fierce. Nice play by him. And Rooms gets another one, and now it's down to Lilu. I'm quite sure he won't be able to do this. They hear him as well. If he takes down one, ooh, Euphoria does not want to lose this. And there you go.
Definitely
finally.
not. Able to at least pick
Lilu
up 2
goes
rounds
down.
right here.
And,
but again,
well,
no possibility of mistakes at this point. Any mistake will lose this for them.
Yeah, not at all. They need to string 9 rounds together without making a single mistake. So, again, I really hope they do. I hope we see a better performance from all of the teammates on the side of Euphoria, so they're able to come back. But Rain, looks like they're just going to go for the quick eco rush. Now, this is something you do not want to lose. To 5 pistols? Definitely not. They've all already crossed to belong. Without any information really from the side of Collision, from the side of Victoria, they don't know. But Fierce though, able to shut it down. It's an AOG versus pistols, and yeah, he gets a triple there. Last one is Ecstasy. He actually gets a double with the GSR. He's playing so insane. Oh,
Ecstasy only has 2 health left, and there's Genesis to come in there and to take it. And so they're coming back. They now have 5 on the board, and I think this is now the point where it is time to just cause destruction. Fierce coming up with 17, matching Adam. Genesis definitely needing to Genesis and Rooms to bring up that score. And I think if both of those two can bring it up just a little bit more, I think they can have a good chance to bring this back.
Yeah, Genesis though, not getting the Eurasia. Rooms could have definitely dropped it in his last round, so it doesn't matter if they kind of swap out Eurasia for a rifle that they already have. So feels like today Genesis just feels more comfortable on the rifle, and you know, he's, in my opinion, he's definitely a bigger god with the Eurasia. So it's a bit interesting to see this play out like that. But you know, ultimately it's Fierce's decision who wants to do what. So I'm sure they've planned this out, and I really hope that they're able to get some more rounds to make them more close game. Lilu though, entering with the sniper, that's not something you normally see. It's
not going to be good for Rooms.
Oh, and he peeks.
Oh, but he is able to take him out. 1, 2,
and almost 3.
Almost 3. Yes. So it's down to Emotional and Ecstasy to get in there and really hold it down. Ecstasy taking a couple of shots of damage. Fierce slowly moving forward, trying not to make too much noise. Holding it down. Grenade does go off. Emotional taking lots of damage, but not taken out immediately. But Mix comes through to finish the job. And so now we're sitting at 6 for Euphoria. Still 12 for Rain. Mix still just brought out that U ratio and is going to be swapping it out. I'm assuming that Genesis is going to pick that up.
Actually, looks like Mixage is going to play with it. Yeah, it's very interesting. See, this is exactly what I was saying in the break, that Genesis was such a great player yesterday, and today he's not doing his best. So it's not really that someone is bad just because he was bad in one game. It's more like down to some other things. Mixage really nice shot there, and another one, the U ratio. Maybe he should play with it instead of Genesis. Is he able to get a triple? Does see the jiggle. Fierce though gets him. Gets another one, and as
Fierce
triple,
coming to cover for the triple. Woo!
Yeah, Fierce is playing very well right now,
Yes.
both in terms of frags, and also we have to remember he's the in-game leader, so it's not only the burden of getting the kills, it's also the burden of telling your team what to do and making the correct decisions on the fly in milliseconds. So Fierce, hopefully they're able to bring this back, because if they do, he's definitely the main factor today for it. But you know, it's still a long way to go. They're only halfway there, so 6 more rounds to get the victory for Euphoria, and only one for Rain.
But yeah, as long as Mix can still get, you know, 1 or 2,
Flawless.
definitely. Ooh. Able
was
to
an
just
insane
barely
play.
get him on the side. Now, this is where Genesis might be able to come through and pick up that rifle and really show us how it's done. Now, he does have to rotate around to get it, but this might be a good chance for him to do so.
Fierce though with a very nice play here. If Rain waits, he might get a triple. They're not really watching the backstab. They're all focused towards mid area. Fierce. Oh, this is such a smart play. The timing is down there as well. He gets a 1, 2, 3. He completely shuts them down. Fierce with a triple. Insane play by him. Very nice decision making there. And Lilu though, able to refrag on 2 instant dinks. And another one, and now it's down to a 1v2. What has happened? Fierce needs to ace this to keep them in the game. All of Euphoria's players going down without a single frag. And they might even hear Fierce because he's making all the noise. Gets
that's
one,
not good.
gets the wall bang. So now it's down to a 1v1. He needs to ace clutch this in order to keep Euphoria in the game. Is he able to do this? We've seen him playing insane on stream today, but you know, he does have to do the ace clutch. And Lilu can just play on time. The bomb's planned for him as well. So it's not the best position for Fierce though. It's actually not planted for him. Oh, and he goes down. Euphoria
Just
losing
by
it,
the
and
side.
Rain takes it 13-7. What a play. Fierce
But
tried his
look at
hardest,
that.
but
Fierce coming
just
back almost to
couldn't
take
capitalize.
MVP from Ecstasy. Great show. Great job from the side of Euphoria. You guys did a wonderful job. And right there at the end, you found your groove, but unfortunately just not soon enough right there at the end. And the 12th hour for Rain to take it. But the good news is we will be seeing Rain again because they did take the victory today in main tournament number 2. So they are going to be moving forward into the finale and the main final tournament, and so these guys will be seen again. Now, who they'll be going up against is still to be determined once we get those scores and everything underway. And so, but again, congratulations to them being able to not only make it here due to unforeseen circumstances, and they're able to get here and play, but actually being able to follow through with their promise for Ruthless and give it their best shot and ultimately follow through and take the victory today. So Ruthless can rest easy knowing that even though they were not the ones here, that the team taking their place was able to really do this and take it ahead. It was absolutely amazing to see. And congratulations again.
yeah, that was definitely a great game. I feel like for the side of Euphoria, it was maybe a bit, you know, not enough and a bit too late. So, you know, they definitely showed that they were able to do it. They stringed those rounds together in the end, but it was just too little too late, as some people like to say. And I still think it was a great game. We saw maybe not what we expected, but, you know, performance-wise, just individual performance-wise and clips-wise, I think Fierce, we saw some great performance by him. And on the other side, maybe the winning factor for Rain was Ecstasy. He was just playing absolutely out of his mind today. I think he had like a double KD in the first map and like triple KD in the second one. So that's just insane that he's able to get like 3 frags and 1 death, you know, every single time. It's just completely insane at the highest competitive level. So congratulations to Rain for taking the best of 3 in only 2 games today. And yeah, congratulations to all of their players. They definitely showed that they were the better team today. Maybe the grounded match was a bit more random, but on Bureau, I feel like Rain definitely showed who's the boss here. But again, I want to also say that Euphoria, they played their best. You know, maybe some of the players didn't have the best individual performance, but I feel like they all tried. So we always have to remember to like congratulate the losing team as well. You know, even though they lost, they still get 16 points. So, you know, not taking the first spot is still better. Taking the second spot is still better than taking third or fourth points wise. So, you know, congratulations to them for taking home those 16 points for the side of Euphoria. But Rain, they take the grand prize, which is 20 points from the main tournament number 2, which will ultimately decide, based on main tournament number 1 and number 2, who will play in the finals, who the 4 finalists will be. Now, that is going to be around it for the European stream. As I said, the third place match is not streamed, but we actually have some info about the North American side, since some of you guys watching, you might be interested in that. So why don't you explain when the matches are happening, how you can watch them, and which teams are going to play, Master, for the North American side?
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, here shortly will be the North America stream. Depending on where you guys are around the world, it may be late or early for you, but here in a couple of hours, about 3 hours from now, you're looking at 6 p.m. ET, Eastern Standard Time. You'll be looking for that tournament to kick off. So if you guys will be awake in about 3 hours, that will be starting off. And also, do not forget the final tournament. We do have the dates for those. You're looking at NA will be the next month on the 9th and to the 11th in April. And then for the EU, for what you guys are looking for, it will be the 16th to the 18th. And then SA will be the 23rd to the 25th. Again, that'll be next month going into the final rounds. And of course, that coming up on the NA stream will be Xenocide versus Elevate. The Elevate's NA team did make it into the finale, so you will be seeing them go up against Xenocide here in just a couple of hours. If you guys want to tune in, if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, and for the notifications, you will get notified when that tournament and event goes live. Again, here in about 3 hours. But we do want to give a massive thanks to not only you watching, we do love you guys. We enjoy having you here, chatting with you, and seeing everybody show the love. And again, to the players that are able to give you guys the entertainment and the ability to play at this level is absolutely ridiculous. So again, congratulations to all of you guys for tuning in, winning the giveaways, and these guys here today winning that prize money and solidifying their slots into the next tournament next month. But of course, we also cannot forget for the thanks and all of the support from Compact Esports for helping out and organizing these events and helping bring this to you guys. Gizer for sponsoring the event and helping with the prize pool and also structuring everything through their site. And of course, Critical Force for supporting and organizing as well. They're the ones who made the game. They're the ones you need to thank all the most for putting in the hard, long hours and developing this game and making it what it is today. So you guys did a 100% fantastic work. Everyone across the board, including you guys watching and participating in these giveaways and hanging out with us. And we'll be back here next month for this finale. And we're excited to find out who's going to be going up against each other. Again, if you guys want to keep up to date with us as well, our tags are on screen to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and everywhere we are. Just put our names in. You will find us, and go ahead and drop a follow for us, and we'll be interacting with you guys. And so, guys, don't forget to do so, and we will see you guys here next month.
See you guys.